Welcome back yet again. All right, now, before I jump on Mr. Treadmill here and do my jog of the day, uh, pretty interesting trade that took place. So this came out hours ago. Tampa Bay is picking up David Savard, but they weren't announcing the trade. It comes down to being a cap problem. So Tampa doesn't have any cap space. They really don't. Currently, right now, of course, Jan Ruda's out hurt, so that gives him a little bit of space. But Ruda's supposed to be back before the end of the season, and that's the key. If you're going to talk about guys who are on IR and going, hey, look at all the space we have, that's great as long as those guys aren't coming back till the playoffs. So Tampa Bay wanted David Savard. David Savard was told by Columbus, yeah, you've been traded. But I think this took a while for them to figure out. So it's not a direct deal between Columbus and Tampa. What Columbus does is they trade him to Detroit, who then trades him to Tampa. So basically, you're laundering David Savard through an intermediary to hide the cap money. It's a lot like money laundering's going on here. Anyways, gotta love the NHL. What happens out of this, what everybody gets out of this is Brian Lashoff gets added by Detroit. So Steve Yzerman clearing off another contract in this. The Wings, in exchange for keeping 25% of the salary, they get a 2021 fourth round draft pick from Tampa. Tampa gets Savard, and they get Lashoff. They only have a quarter of his cap hit. 50% of that cap hit stays with Columbus. So Columbus retained 50% of the cap hit in the deal with Detroit, who then make the deal with Tampa, where they keep 50% of the remainder. So it ends up being 25% of the cost going to Tampa. And this is all being done so that the Lightning stay under the cap. So this is the kind of gymnastics that we may see other teams get involved in. This is a smart move by Detroit. Notice they don't really lose anything here. They're just giving up a little bit of cap space. They get back a fourth round draft pick from Tampa. So I'm wearing a Tampa jersey because I feel that Savard will really help their blue line. But Columbus did well here too. They get a 2021 first. They get a 2022 third round pick. And that's in exchange for keeping 50% of that salary. So honestly, it's an odd trade. It's the reason why I had to have a whole board of this trade and explain it, because it's one of those three-way deals that exists because of the salary cap. So for all of the concern that immediately everybody goes nuts, like, that's it, Tampa Bay's circumventing the cap. I got bad news for everybody. Teams have been circumventing the cap since 2005. As soon as the cap was brought in, the first thing general managers and owners were doing is going, so how do we get around this thing that we held the players out for an entire year to get? Because it's screwing with my lineup. I want to add that guy, but I have no cap space. So how do we make this work? How do we destroy this cap without destroying it? So it's Tampa Bay adding. It's a good defenseman they're picking up. Defensively, David Savard is a very good defenseman, and I think Tampa fans will like him a lot. We've seen how well Tampa does when they add defensemen. This, I think, is going to be another good, solid defenseman for them to add at the deadline. I have no reason to look at this trade and think anything other than smart move by Columbus. And kudos to Detroit for jumping in and saying, hey, we'll take on a little bit of a cap hit, and we'll get another draft pick out of it. They're hoarding draft picks in Detroit. And for Yzerman, it's likely because, they're not going to push the draft back, so he's probably rolled his eyes about that as much as he can. And now it's about acquiring as many picks as possible, because, again, if the draft this year really, truly is going to be a crapshoot, you want to get as many draft picks as possible if you're a team in the position Detroit's in. And, we'll see how weaponized this all becomes in the coming 48 hours, but it's an interesting trade, right? All right. I am regretful, too, that, I have this fun one for Columbus. I have one coming for Detroit that I'm going to turn into a magnet as well. That's actually the octopus. I'm looking forward to using the octopus. I've been trying to acquire the mascot ones as much as I can. Obviously, I have the one that's gritty. So it'd be fun to have more mascots to use. And yeah, there you go. All right. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I think I can now take an hour and do my daily workout and watch a little bit of TV and just take a little bit of a hockey break. But I always have Twitter open, TSN open, Sportsnet open, Roto World Open, which is now under NBC Sports on their website. So I'm always aware of what's going on around the hockey world. And yeah, so if another trade happens, I turn that off. And if it's an important one, I'll turn this off. If it's not a really important one, then you guys will get that video before the game start tonight. All right. And yeah, best of luck to everybody and their teams as we go into the trade deadline, where a lot of fan bases end up disappointed. I don't think anybody's going to be disappointed here, though. I think these are going to be 3 happy fan bases. Let me know in the comment section below why I'm right or why I'm wrong. Thank you guys so much for all your support, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through you just happened upon this video. I will talk to you guys again soon.